the shadows where silence screams, the truth lies buried beneath the seams. CPS is out, hunted on the prowl. With the badge of justice, we'll take the vow. They come with badges, dressed in deceit, taking children, claiming it's all for the streets. We rise up, we won't be ignored. The CPS Punisher leads us toward the score. They come with badges, dressed in deceit, taking children, claiming it's all for the streets. But we rise up, we won't be ignored. The CPS Punisher leads us toward the score. Together we stand, for the truth we'll fight. CPS, hear a battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land. On the mic, with hearts on our sleeve, Herbert's got the law to help us believe. Expose the lies, peel back the mask. No more injustice, it's truth we'll unmask. Stand together, this mission's ours alone. CPS, hear our battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land. Stand together, this mission's ours alone. CPS, hear our battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land. CPS, hear our battle cry. No more corruption, we'll reach for the sky. A family torn, but we're ready to stand. For our children's rights, we'll take back our land.
Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division is what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem, stealing our kids. It's not mama drama. Stand up for all those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.
In the shadows where silence screams, the truth lies buried beneath the seams. CPS.
Good evening, everybody. Darren's running a little bit behind, so I started the show since I'm the manager. I made the executive call. You are live with CPS Victims Fighting for Justice. We're going to try to get as many people on tonight as possible. Maybe get some stories heard. Who knows? We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring my other sidekick out there, Mr. Herbert. Mr. Herbert, come on out.
Hello, Vinny.
Good evening, Mr. Herbert.
Hey, I thought everybody did a wonderful job getting the message to President Trump in regards to their concerns, reference to CPS. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, I think we all did amazing, guys. And all the comments in the show tonight was amazing. To see some of these stories and to hear some of the things that are going on in other states, this is mind-blowing, guys. And I'm hoping that President Trump, Pam Bondi, Miss Levesque, and RFK, and our vice president all hear what we have to say, because I was just on a constitutional show just like a half hour ago around 9:30, and they were talking about TPRs, guys, and I learned in the constitutional group of these judges and lawyers and advocates that were all talking in there, and some of them are very much so nonprofit. They said in there that TPRs are a blatant violation of constitutional rights and the Bill of Rights. If you kick it up to federal court, they overturn it because it is unconstitutional to take away parental rights when the government does not have that power to do so. We are endowed with parental rights beyond the Constitution. These are our children. We birthed them with our wives, with our girlfriends, with our fiancés, men and women alike. And even those other women out there that are both moms and they adopted for the right reasons. I applaud you guys if you're dealing with CPS, because we understand what is actually going on throughout the US. Our government may not understand, but we do, and we do know our rights as we the people. And it's time that we start making stands at courthouses and in front of town halls. It doesn't have to be violent, guys. We just have to protest quietly and do it the right way. And they can't arrest us for that. That's a blatant violation of freedom of speech and of the press. They cannot violate these rights and get away with it. And it's time that we, the people, stood our ground and got that out there. It is time that we get back into the fight and we put our foot in their ass and we explain to them, you do not rule us, we rule you. Simple. We, the people, we rule the government. They do not rule us. They're supposed to watch over us and do right by us, but they don't. And it's time that we get that voice out there, that we have had a freaking enough. It is time parents, grandparents, fathers, mothers, we all unite under one mission to get our kids back home where they belong and not in a system that is trafficking our kids, extorting our kids, causing abuse on our kids, neglect, medical maltreatment, medical neglect. It is time we stand up for our rights. No more should we have to live in shame and feel threatened by a government that we're supposed to control. And I mean that, guys. There's a reason why it says we the people in the Constitution, because we the people created the Constitution. That is our above all rights. Mr. Herbert, where'd you go? You disappeared on me. I got to bring you back out, I guess. Oh, no, you're there. He went somewhere on me. Good evening, Tammy. Good evening, Athena. Athena, I had got to say, I saw your TikTok post and I was very well impressed with it. Great job, Athena. Great job. I applaud you for that. You did great, girl. Herbert, where'd you go? Oh, I forgot to get the chat out right there. There he
I'm
is.
here. Yeah,
I mean, what do you think, Herbert?
I think
mean,
you're
what
right.
is your
I think we the people. I mean, we're the ones paying taxes. We're the ones paying people's salaries. They work for us. We don't work for them.
Yep.
And I think that what's going to go on now with the Donald Trump administration, there's going to be a lot of differences. Just give it a little time. He's only been involved with this for like what, 4 weeks?
3.5.
Okay. Why don't we just say 4 weeks? Why don't we just say 4 weeks? So look at all the accomplishments he has made within 4 weeks. Now
Oh, he's made a lot.
once Kennedy gets in, if I'm correct, Kennedy is going to be over human services, and that
He was already voted in.
yeah, but no. What I mean is I voted in, but once he starts doing things, he's been voted in. He hasn't done anything yet, but once he starts doing things, is Child Protective Services,
I think it's going to
right?
be more than that with RFK. I think that it's going to be more than that with RFK, because of what I've seen tonight.
It's going to be child.
Posted. He's controlling a lot more than Child Protective Services. He's also
No,
controlling
no,
the medical aspect.
no, Vinny. What I was saying to you, one of his jobs, what's under his command, is Child Protective Services. One of them. One thing he's involved
Yep.
in very much. Okay, so with that in mind, don't you think he's going to dig into it?
I think he will. I mean, obviously he's got a actual website out there for CPS and like a reporting page on them. And I know there's got to be over thousands of people that have probably put an email into that.
Right. So with that said, you are going to see some changes.
I think it's going to be slow going
I don't,
until they pick up the speed and they get all their parties in.
I don't think Donald Trump wants anything slow going. When Donald Trump was made, the same day of his inauguration, he started signing executive orders. When he got Elon Musk involved with him, he got Elon Musk going digging in and finding out what corruption was going on immediately. So Kennedy, once he digs in, he's going to be on the move immediately.
Tammy, they're already starting to go after the judges. I guess you don't really pay attention to other news because on Rumble and other news stations that actually tell the right news and the right media, you're more of a YouTube watcher. You need to get off just YouTube because you're not going to get the facts. You're not going to get the right information. You're going to get stories that are so old that, they don't really make any sense anymore because they're not the new news. The new news is that they already have been going after the judges. Matter of fact, they have quite a few judges with charges right now.
What's Rumble? How do you spell that?
RUMBLE. That's where you get all the bigger news. Like one of them is Dan Bongino. He gives you the straight facts, the straight news. He'll show you what was said on any kind of televised casting. He is direct and to the point. I love Dan Bongino because he's direct.
Is it rumble.com, rumble.org, or what?
You can get it. They have the app. They have an app for it, Herbert, the Rumble app.
Oh, okay. So I can go to Play Store and find the Rumble app. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi, Brenda. Welcome in. But yes, I am hoping that our video gets to Mr. Trump and he really, sees what is going on across the United States. I mean, for them to, try to terminate something that they have no right to even mess with, that means almost half these people across the whole U.S. that have had their rights terminated should get their kids back. Simple.
Somebody said something here about a bunch of FEMA. Oh, Debbie, you said there's a bunch of FEMA workers have been fired. No, it's how about hundreds of them?
Oh yeah, it's within the hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen that. I seen that just before I went into the constitutional meeting, and yeah, wow.
And
and they're coming for more. So you guys, we're gonna see a nation that's gonna have the actual funding because they're tracing back all this money and they're finding it, and that's just making the U.S. piggy bank go up and up and up. It's over a hundred and something million right now that they've found.
so
That's ridiculous.
I understand there was some people on probation with was the CDC. I think today a lot of people get terminated or will be terminated from the CDC. Yep. Did you see that, Vinny?
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
Okay,
and so, I was reading it. I was reading it under the presidential website on Facebook as well.
Okay, so what are those people going to do?
Because if you guys actually go on Facebook and you type in the White House, it will come up with the picture of the actual White House, and you'll see every single press conference that they have had, either inside the Oval Office or outside. You'll see everything. They are very transparent with what is going on in the White House. Very transparent. And even our new media spokesperson, Miss Levette, she is dead on. Like, she has receipts of everything. She's keeping copies and getting it out to the press and showing how transparent the Trump administration is right now. They are. I can't hear you, Herbert. I think you muted yourself. No, I don't hear you. You muted yourself, I think, Bob. I can't hear you.
Another thing, Vinny, I got a question for you. No, I had a talk, so I took my mic out. What I want to know is what's going to happen with those people? It's in the thousands now. Thousands of people have lost their jobs.
I don't know. I think they're going to end up doing a full-scale investigation once they're done doing all these audits. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of people being tried and convicted for treason. Honestly, because that's the way this administration is working.
For
You want a FAFO, and their FOing is coming.
some of the people were on probation in one agency. What agency was that? They were on probation, and then Donald let them go, or Elon let them go, or shall I say, Elon recommended to Donald let them go.
Well, I was hoping that we were going to be able to catch Darren here soon, or get someone else to come on. Oh, there's Kim. I might have to take a call in a minute because Richard said he's going to call me in a minute. He told me to stand by, so I might have to take a call. So I'm going to pop Kim out here.
Yeah, put Kim on with me. Hello, Kim.
Kim, I'm going to have to disappear in a minute. I'm waiting for a phone call, but I'll be back. I just need to talk to Richard real quick.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Herbert?
Okay, you did good. You done well.
Kim, I'm sorry about your. Yeah, we got your video out there, Kim.
Yeah, your video was
Had a
good,
little bit of an
Kim.
issue. So.
You
Well,
done
thank
well.
you. Appreciate it.
You done well. You done well. You done well.
Well, thank you. Thank you much. I'll have to look
Yeah,
at
I
everybody else's.
I heard that you were having issues. I'm sorry about that, Kim. That's dreadful to have to deal with.
Yeah, it is. But it's the nature of what I do, so have to deal with it. But we actually went and saw my client in the hospital, and I think that it was being exaggerated, his status. So they were
That's pitiful. That's
yeah,
really is.
they were saying that they didn't think that he was going to make it past the weekend. But when we saw him, it didn't look like that was going to be what was happening. So, um, I'm just glad we were able to take our other clients as housemates to be able to see him and give him the opportunity to say goodbye if that was the case. So, but
And that's because they're medically neglecting our elderly, and
well,
they should not be treated like that.
here's the thing with the people that I work with, they're very much not medically neglected. The client that I have, he's actually in the hospital. And he has a court appointed guardian, and that court appointed guardian is the issue more than it is my company. Um, the company that I work with is fantastic. They are amazing. These people they take care of them as if they're their grandparents. And that's one of the reasons that I'm glad to work with this company and was willing to take on the supervisor role that I was offered, because it is a great company. They really do care about these people. When I walked in this afternoon, um, two of my employees, I walk in and both of them just had these sullen looks on their faces, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, what's going on with y'all?" And they told me what was said about the client, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And they were trying to keep from crying because these are their family. They're not just their job. This is their family. And I'm very, very, very proud to work for this company because this company is not like most companies. Now we have guardians for two of the clients, and the guardians are absolutely horrible. They're horrible. They are very much neglected because the guardians will not let us do certain things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of who oversees the guardians?
The courts.
Is there any way you could touch bases with somebody in the court, like the clerk or something, to say what's going on?
I don't have the ability to do that.
Oh,
That
okay.
actually will cost me my job. So I
Okay,
can't.
okay.
Yeah. It's basically it would be a conflict of interest
Okay.
for me to do that. But yeah, the court would be is the
Oh.
ones that's decided that they're the guardian, and so it would be up to
Mhm.
the court. Now there are avenues to be able to have the guardian replaced, but it's not something that I, with my capacity in the position I'm in, that I have the ability to do anything with. Otherwise, y'all know me, I definitely would not be letting this kind of stuff happen. So, but I think we lost Herbert. Where did we go, bud? And Vinny's over there on the phone. I hope he's getting some good news. Um, so not sure what everybody was talking about tonight, but um, let's see. Debbie, that's awesome. Congratulations. Are you going to be able to do the visits with your daughter and your grandchildren? I hope you are, because that's really crappy. Hey Tammy, how are you? I haven't seen you in a bit. Isn't it amazing, Athenia? I love it. It is absolutely an amazing position. It's something that um it's a completely different thing from working like in a nursing home or in a hospital itself. It's a little bit more of a relaxed environment, but these people become your family. They become your friends. It's not just your patients. It's so great. I love it. I love it so much. It, you know, it's something that I've never had the opportunity to do before the past year, and I'm so glad that I finally have the opportunity to do it because it's really an amazing thing. It really is. So hopefully we can. I don't know what's going on with Herbert. What happened to him? Me and my daughter are sharing an apartment every time. That's awesome, Debbie. I'm so glad. I am so glad. Wait, Brenda, who are you talking about? Naylor? Talking about Chris? Okay, that was. I haven't seen the videos, guys. I have been dealing with my situation tonight, so I'm going to take a look at it tonight. I'm sure everybody did a fantastic job. Um, I know that we all have a reason for Trump to listen, and I very much believe that regardless of your political views, as far as, whether or not you like Trump or not, the one thing that I can say is that he's not a politician. And because of that, we have a chance to have something different. People need to stop looking at him as somebody who is in office and start looking at him as a businessman who is coming in to try to clean up a broken business, because that's all he's trying to do. He's trying to fix a company that no longer works. People get pissed off at him because of his paying $500 in taxes. I get that you're jealous that he paid $500 in taxes. The reason he paid $500 in taxes is because he's smart enough to use the laws to his advantage. Nothing that he did in paying those $500 was illegal. The IRS tax laws allowed for that. It was completely legal. The fact that he has the education to be able to do that should be something that everybody's impressed with, and you should be absolutely thrilled to know that a man with that business sense is now running the business that is the United States, because the business has been run into the ground. We are so far, we're so fucked up with what has happened to this business so far that if there was such thing as bankruptcy for a country, we would be so far beyond the ability for bankruptcy to fix it that we would just have to burn the whole damn thing down and start over again from scratch. But because we don't have the ability to go bankrupt and or burn it down and start from scratch, we have to have somebody who is willing to go in and fix it. And uh, he's doing that. So we've got to give him the opportunity to do that. Whether you like him or hate him, who cares if he, if he was racist? Who cares? That's neither here nor there. If he's sexist, that's neither here nor there. He is only there to fix the fucked up business. That's it. Period. The end. So let him do
Well,
it. Let him do it.
what you said, what you said, Kim, is very true. Donald Trump is not a politician. Donald Trump was never a politician when he lived in New York. We lived in New York together in the same place, Jamaica, Queens. His father was a builder. His father was building developing housing for people to live in and stuff. He was very quiet. He never said anything much. And Donald followed his father's steps. His father was very proud of him because he broke into the industry on Manhattan Island, where he
Mhm.
established himself and people got to know who he was. And he made his father very proud because he learned how to negotiate and work deals. So he's not a politician. Actually, there's a lot of union workers that are upset with him because he did not want to hire union workers. He was that type of person. And
Yep.
it was during he was doing a show. I never really watched it much. Was it called something about the apprentice? Do
Yeah,
you
The
remember Donald
Apprentice.
Trump?
Yep.
Okay, okay.
Uh huh.
It was during that show and after that show, a guy named Howard Stern, who does radio stuff, made him a bet about running for president. Donald was like, I don't know, maybe we'll see, maybe not, maybe so, maybe we'll see. That's how he talks. And he decided to run. And you remember he ran, and he was running up against Hillary Clinton. You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I
He
do.
actually did not think he was going to win. Donald did not think he was going to win. He wanted to have bragging rights to say, look, you see a normal person running up against these politicians and they won't let us win and blah, blah. That's what he really wanted to do. Guess what? He won. He was shocked that he won.
Yep.
I don't know
He
if you
was.
remember seeing him coming down the escalator. He was shocked.
Yeah,
You
he
see,
was.
so the statement you were just making about he's running a country like a business is very true. When you hear Donald say things like, it would be nice to put a kiddie park across the street over there in that open ground area. Wouldn't it be nice to have something like that? Wouldn't it be nice to have something like that over there? What he's really saying is he's going to put a kiddie park over there.
Yeah.
Anything you
You know,
listen, here's the code word with Donald. Anytime you hear him say, wouldn't it be nice to do this or wouldn't it be nice to do that? He's
yeah.
really saying, I'm going to do this.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
not saying it like a matter of fact. He's saying it because he's going to do it. He's going to try to make it
Yep.
happen. Like, wouldn't it
Yep.
be nice if Canada was the 51st state of the Union of the United States? Wouldn't it be nice? That's what he said. What has
Yep.
he been doing?
Yep.
Going after
He's been
Canada.
trying to make that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Remember he said,
people
yeah, go
are
ahead.
getting so pissed off about this whole immigration stuff with him trying to deport all of the immigrants that are coming over illegally, and they want to sit there and say it's a bunch of bullshit that he did this and whatever. His grandfather was from Germany. His grandfather, the man that he still knew, my family that came over from Europe, I don't know any of them. It was my great great grandparents, people that died before I was even thought of. He actually knew the man that immigrated from another country to the United States. So he has his own history, but not only that, he has his own history that he can remember. He remembered this man and the immigration. And him and his own family had the expectations that they did it legally, then why can't he hold somebody else to those same expectations?
It's true. Back in the day when people came over here, they stayed on Ellis Island until they got accepted to come in to the country. It was called
Hmm.
Ellis Island. His father was born in Brooklyn, New York. Donald was
Right.
born. He was born in Jamaica Hospital in Jamaica, Queens. You see, so he knows his bloodline, which is a very good thing.
Yep.
What I was gonna say to you
Mm.
is I think one of the things he said, which I got a good laugh out of, and that is to take our criminals, our American born thugs and criminals, and put them in jails in foreign countries. No one's ever thought about that. Rather than putting
You
them in
know,
our local
honestly,
prisons, but to take them and
what
put
I
them
say
in
is
jails in
let's let
Venezuela and
all the
Colombia.
immigrants, yeah, CPS workers, but let's take the immigrants who are here and have been productive and have been positive contributing members of society. Let's give them a pass. Let's give them a buy and give them the opportunity to become citizens. And the ones that are causing problems and they're committing crimes, let's go ahead and ship them back. But on that same boat, let's ship back our prisoners with them. We'll switch our prisoners with your you can give us your good people, we'll give you our bad people.
Well, I think he's kind of doing that because he's going after the really bad people from other countries. That's what he's going after
Well, I
right
mean,
now.
yeah, but I'm saying let's take our citizens who are really bad people and go ahead and send them back with them too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he's already talked about that. To send them to Venezuela, to send them to Guantanamo.
Yeah,
Now Guantanamo is in Cuba.
yeah,
We have a big area in Cuba called Guantanamo Bay, and that's in Cuba.
yep,
So
yep, it
he's
is.
already sent a lot of prisoners back there. Not American prisoners, but the immigrant people that the countries don't want them. So he sends them to Guantanamo Bay. So that's where he's sending them to. Right, it's happening as we speak. He's also
Yep.
deputizing law enforcement. So police officers are being deputized to act as ICE.
Mm-hmm.
So all
Mm-hmm.
over the United States, not every cop yet, but there are selective police officers that will act as an ICE professional. So
Right.
on a typical traffic stop might be, let me see your license, registration, and insurance card. But if they have reasonable cause to believe this could be a migrant, they'll ask them for their status card. So as a police officer, I can't
Right.
ask a person for are you a citizen or not a citizen. I can only ask you for your license and registration. But if I'm deputized to do that, I can now ask you for your citizenship
Hey Brenda,
documentation.
Vinny is on a phone call at the moment with his attorney. As soon as he gets off, I'll tell him to let you in. So just give him a minute and be patient. I'll get him to let you in. I don't know. He may actually hear me right there. Well, I don't know. He put us on mute, so I don't know if he hears me. But whenever he gets back in, we'll tell him to let you in. But yeah, they are doing that. And you know what really gets me is these states that are suing the federal government for allowing for ICE agents to come in. Why are we letting our states waste this money um and suing Trump on this? We need to start suing our governors for wasting taxpayer money and trying to hurt
I'm
us in
back.
the process. Vinny, I don't know if you can hear me. Brenda wanted to get in. Um,
Brenda, I dropped the link in the group chat.
so yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
I understand
we
what
need
you're
to
saying
start
about
suing
that,
our
but
governors for
can,
this.
yeah, but can we stop them from suing? We can't stop them from
Um,
suing.
well, yeah, actually because we could file for an injunction. We could file for an injunction to keep the lawsuit from going forward until a judge decides whether or not the lawsuit itself is constitutional, because the lawsuit, when we have the attorney general of each different state making the decision to do a lawsuit, that lawsuit is being done on behalf of the citizens. Well, if the citizens do not agree with that lawsuit, then it is not representative of the citizens. And anything that is not representative of the citizens is not constitutionally sound. So
I see.
we could have an injunction to go in to stop their lawsuit against the president until a judge decides whether or not the lawsuit itself is constitutionally sound in representing the state, the citizens of that state in that particular fashion.
Well, there's going to be a lot of states that are going to sue for a lot of things that Elon and Donald are doing. It's just, I know it's just going to happen because it's different. And all these years and all these presidents I lived through, this is very, very different. Do you know, did you hear today, Kim, that he signed an executive order to stop uh, the states from using paper straws?
Yeah, I saw that the other day. I saw that he was talking about that and he was getting it prepared.
No,
And I get
no, he
that. I
was
get
talking
that.
about it, and he did it. He
Yep.
was talking
Yep.
about it, but he did what I told you. Anytime you hear him say, "Wouldn't it be nice if we could just use regular plastic straws?" I mean, wouldn't it be nice? When he talks that way, that means that's what he's going to put his mindset on. That's what he's going to do.
And you know what? If you hate the man, okay, I get it. Because you have the right to hate whoever you want to hate. But he is the one person in the history of presidency who has ever said, I will do this if you elect me. And he actually did it, or has been
Yeah.
trying to do exactly what he said he's going to do. With his first presidency, he did everything that he said he was going to do. Now, granted, some of that stuff was overturned because he didn't have technically have the authority to do some of it, but it doesn't mean he didn't do it.
No.
He has done
Now,
every single thing he said he was going to do.
okay.
So why
Now,
can't you
what?
respect a man that says I will do A, B, and C, and he holds to his word, even if you don't like
Okay.
him because of whatever else? Can you not respect that?
Okay. Now, Kim, help me. What happened during his first time around? He mentioned about going to do something regarding the CPS. What happened to that? Do
So
you remember?
yeah, he actually did do something. He did the oh gosh, what was it called? The it was a bill. Oh, Family First Preservation Act. That's what it was called. The Family First Preservation Act. And the thing is the states were supposed to have, I believe it was 2 years they had to implement it, but they never implemented it because Biden allowed them to get away with not implementing it. Let's see. Family First.
Posted that before she got taken out of the foster home and put in Acadia.
Preservation. Okay. Let me find this really quick because I'm going to read this.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Family First
Hey,
the Family First Preservation Act was signed into law in 2018. The goal was to reduce the number of children in foster care, strengthen families, prevent child maltreatment, and provide support services to families. Basically, what it was supposed to do, the Family First Preservation Act was supposed to make it to where the things that were used to be able to take a child from their parents, it had you had to have put more weight towards it. They couldn't just say, "Oh, we had exigent circumstances." They had to have actual, real proof that there was a reason to take the kids. They were supposed to put all of these services that were required to be put in place. And there had to be provisions to show that these services were completed. And, if the parent flat out forgot, refused to do it or whatever, there were stronger proofs that were required in order to terminate a parent's rights. These things were supposed to be put into place by 2020. I think it was 2020, 2021. And it was never put into place because of COVID, for one. And then after COVID, Biden basically said, nope, we're not doing this, throw it out the window, like he did with everything else that Trump did.
So
Yeah, but I'm just
before you
wondering
guys get on
how
your
come
more of a tangent,
you're gonna do what, Vinny?
the host, guys, I'm the host. Let's not talk over me for a minute here. I wanna read something to you guys that my daughter posted on her YouTube channel. This is important to me, and I'm gonna get this out. Okay. It says first we got kicked out of the place we were staying with my dad. First we got kicked out. Then I had to stay with my dad's friend. Next we got kicked out of that house after 3 months and had to stay with my mom's friend for a week. Then we tried to stay at the house we originally got kicked out of due to the fact my dad had to hide due to false allegations that my older sister put on him. But my little sister ended up getting taken away by DHS and now are at a foster home. I miss my mom and dad so much. Where there is no Wi-Fi, only crappy data. I wish I could post, but I've been in a really shitty mood recently. I've also had school, but I cannot do any sort of work until I hopefully return to my mom. If I can't return to her, I'm going to be devastated. Sincerely, your blank ink. And then she put, please get rid of the copyright claim. That's my kid.
Wow. Yeah, that's
How
crap that they
nice.
won't even listen to the children when the children say that nothing happened to them and they want to be home with their parents and nobody will listen. Nobody will listen. It's bullshit that these kids are used for a profit.
Yeah,
Yep, it really
And
is.
I guess the only
but
solace I
that's
have
what
that I
you
can take in this is to know that these people are all going to burn in hell.
yeah. But that's what your daughter wrote to you in a letter or text?
No, that's what she posted up on her YouTube channel.
Okay. Wow, that's something.
My daughter has a YouTube channel.
So you could
We need to
communicate
get
with her.
I can't because if I'm caught, I'm going bye bye.
we need to get
Okay.
all the children that have come home or who have, we can still have some sort of communication with somehow that are old enough to be able to do it. We need to get them to do a video as well so we can submit it to the president so that he can see that these kids want to come home, or they wanted to come home. They didn't want to be taken away from their families. And we need to get them to speak, not just the parents, because, the kids are the ones that matter. We really don't matter. I mean, we do, but not in the long run. In the long run, it's our children that are being abused. And we're fighting for our children. We need to be able to let them speak as well.
He told me a whole bunch of different names of different shows. Do you know how many I have in my head that I have to remember?
No.
I remember because I remember her telling me she was into that.
Yeah, she told me about all of like the Dragon Slayer and the
She found
other
something
stuff
that
I have.
my older niece is into. It's called
Monkey Kid,
Monkey Kid,
Lego Monkey Kid.
Lego Monkey Kid. And I told her, I said, yeah, well, our daughter is into that. And she goes, she is? And I said, yeah. And she just found it on her YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remembered that. I remember her telling me that. But yeah, I'm such a bad parent that, you know, I remember a lot of things that were said to me. And if I go back and actually put on paper what the actual truth is
Uh-huh.
about these two other kids,
Yeah.
I would defamate. I would take CPS apart brick by brick really fast.
Yeah, but it's not about the truth. It's not about the truth. It's about who can earn the most money off of, who can get them the most money, which child can get them the most money. And in a really fucked up way, it's kind of a compliment that, your child's taken, because they think that your child can make them big money. That's a really fucked up compliment,
Yeah.
I don't think it's so much as, my oldest. I think it's more of my 4-year-old that would make them the most money because she is a polite little girl,
Oh,
very quiet, very petite, um, you know,
yeah.
and very friendly.
Oh,
And that's because, we taught her in this family to,
oh,
you know, love each and every one person around you within our house.
Yep.
I'm already following her anyway.
And that's what a parent's supposed to do, to teach their kids to love their family
Yep.
unconditionally. But yet CPS don't want to hear that. That's bullshit to them.
No, that just for them it means that that child is going to be a trafficker's dream, because the children that are sweet and innocent and love and care about everybody, those are the kids that are easier to abuse. The children that have been abused, they're not easy to abuse. They're going to fight you. They're going to
Yep.
be the ones that are going to go, oh hell no, you're not touching me. You know, so that's why those
You
kids aren't taken. That's why those kids are not wanted by CPS, because they're going to have to sit there and reprogram those kids to be kids who, are more willing to let some stranger abuse them because they're afraid to stand up for themselves.
right.
We raise our kids to be people that are kind to each other, that are caring, that are loving, that you know don't judge, and that ends up backfiring on us because they end up being the ones that are targeted to steal, to give to
Here you go,
disgusting
guys.
people.
It, they're Debbie. This is my oldest. This is my daughter, Trinity Hope. That's me and her right there.
She's beautiful,
I
Ben.
can see her. Yeah, I can see her.
And then my other daughter, which I have a lot of pics of as well, is I gotta get the right picture of her because there's a picture in here I absolutely adore. She was smiling. This is back when she was, happy. She was with us. Um, this is my little peanut right here.
Mm.
I like the little shoes she has on.
And she's just like Daddy. She's got to have the long hair.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing those pictures with us.
Beautiful kids,
Absolutely.
beautiful, beautiful kids.
I love both of my daughters. No different from each other. My son, he's lost to his mother. There's no trying to save that kid, and she's destroyed him.
How old is this
I
son?
tried talking to him. My oldest son is almost well, he just turned 20
Oh,
yesterday.
oh,
Laundry. She's doing her laundry.
And his mother turned him right against me. She terminated my rights without me even knowing.
well, he's of legal age, and so that.
There's no hope for him, Herbert. I
Oh,
tried talking to him
oh,
already,
uh,
and he told me that he was not living with his mother, that he had nothing to do with his mother because of some BS. And the whole time he was playing me, and his mother was right there. He was still living with her.
oh wow,
Mm.
Sorry, but that's no son
yeah,
of mine.
wow,
When you want to play one side to the other,
yeah,
no, you don't play your family.
yeah,
It doesn't work that way.
yeah.
Hmm.
Does he live
That's
in
I have a
sad.
Maine?
foundation, I was raised on.
Yeah. Does he?
I may have not had the best growing up in the world, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather be broke than rich,
Right.
to be honest.
Yeah. Does he live in Maine also?
He does.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, he's not. He's about an hour and a half from me.
Uh-huh.
I know how it feels to have a parent kept from you. I mean, you guys know I told y'all in the chat last night that um I've been looking for my biological father for many years. And last night I found out I at least can
Yeah.
see I can find out who my biological family is.
Oh,
We've narrowed my biological father down to one of three men. The only reason we don't know which one specifically is because their genetic or their DNA is not on file with with ancestry.com. Um, but I've been able to find their children and be able to see cousins and aunts and uncles and find out where I really came from. This is information that my mother kept from me for decades.
Thank you, Athena.
Decades she's
well,
kept from me.
if you could find, if you said you have touch bases with the children and you get the DNA from the children, that would connect or not connect you.
Well, I haven't
Thank you,
gotten
Tammy.
I haven't touched base with them yet, but I know who they are. That I've seen a couple of Facebook
Oh, okay.
pages. I can tell you their names is what I'm saying. And this is literally
Okay.
I just found these things out last night. So
Okay.
we're still doing a little bit more digging to find out some more information, but for my entire life my mother lied to me about who my father was to and I mean I almost died because she wanted to cover up a secret as to who my father was. So I get it. I
Mm.
get not knowing who your father is and having your mother, keep your father from you. It's sick. And our kids go through that same thing when they're put in foster care. And they're told that our parents hate us or hate them or
I
whatever,
don't.
and
You sure about that?
we 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 end up being our kids end up being told we hate them. I get what it feels like. I totally get what it feels like because that's what I was told for so many years.
Yeah.
I don't think Tammy understands that when I have my hat on, I'm actually hiding the hair that's on the top of my head
Why
and
don't
down
you
past
just,
my neck.
Vinny, why don't you just turn your head around so Tammy can see you have long hair?
Give me a second.
Just turn your
Hold
head
on.
around. There you go. We saw it right there. Kim, what you were talking about, I get it, and it's hard to make that connection. Did you friend those individuals on Facebook?
I have sent two of the children messages
You ready, Tammy?
and one of
Oh,
the
she's gonna.
three
There you
possibilities
go.
a message.
That's long hair. That's definitely long hair. I hope Tammy can see that.
Hi, Amy. Welcome back.
So do so Herbert, I actually the three men that the three brothers that maybe one of them is my father. Only two of them is
Hmm.
still live. I mean, excuse me, only one of them is still living.
Okay.
I have sent him a message on Facebook. I did that last
Okay.
night, but I have not received a response. And then
Hmm.
the two children of one of the men that has passed, I also sent them a Facebook message. Those
Okay.
two are actually this is actually kind of funny. So one of my very best friends, I actually helped her get her children back from CPS. The
Oh.
man that she's dating right now, we
Hmm.
found out last night that he's actually my cousin on my father's side, and he actually is related to um the children of one of the men that's passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was quite
Okay.
funny.
Well, have you?
Well, I mean, a lot of families do that though. So back in the day, Kim,
Okay.
they intermingled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you put your DNA in Ancestry?
Yes, my DNA is in Ancestry. My
Okay.
DNA is also in My Heritage. I'm actually going
Okay.
to do a 23andMe as well. But my
Okay.
biological father, his genetics, we've gone through the Ancestry. I've got a company that's helping me with this, and we've gone through Ancestry. But my father's DNA is not in Ancestry. Some of his siblings
No.
and some of his children and some of the nephews, nieces, children, their DNA is. We are going to be
Yes.
going through starting probably tomorrow. We will be going through the MyHeritage DNA system. And then I'm also going to purchase a DNA kit for 23andMe. And then there's like 4 or 5 other DNA sites. And I'm going to get the DNA for them as well. If I can't get a hold of the family, if they're not willing to work with me on it, then I'm just going to get a hold of use all these other companies as well. And the more companies that I use, the greater the chance is that we'll be able to narrow it down. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I know which one of the 3 is my father.
Yeah.
Um, One of them actually lived in the city that my legal father lives in, and
Mhm.
lived in the city that my legal father lived in when he met my mother. My mother was pregnant when the man who's on my birth certificate, my legal father, and her got together.
Mhm.
And where he lived, where he met my mother, one of the men who's biologically related to me lived in that
Mhm.
city. So I'm pretty sure that that's him. Um, and he's one of the ones that has passed away.
Gotcha.
All right, guys, we're getting towards that time. I was hoping that Darren was going to make it, but I don't think he is. Just to let you guys know, Darren's dealing with a medical emergency in his family. So if Darren seems kind of out of sorts, that's why. And everyone should understand Darren does a lot on the show for us. Darren takes care of all the graphics. Darren makes sure that every channel is set up for all of us to broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
He's working on our website that, Kim was graciously able to help with, and we appreciate her for that. That was a big help. Um, so we're working on getting the website up so you guys have somewhere else to also express things and get updates and, be able to get our songs. I think Darren's going to have his book up there. Stay Calm CPS is coming, which is also on his Amazon. Um, and you can get it on, I think he said, one of the apps for free right now. I can't remember what app he said, but
Really?
I think it's on your
I
Kindle.
paid $19 for that. I paid $19 for
Yeah,
this
I think
book.
I think you can get it on Kindle for free.
Well, you know what,
Um,
Herbert? I paid for the website, so let's just make it out in it's out in the wash. We all got to
Okay.
chip in
anything, I
somehow.
mean,
Whatever we got to do to be able to
Okay.
support this, we all go in on something.
Okay. Okay. I got
right,
you. I
right,
got you.
and that's why and that's why I'm always out here trying to help Darren because this man does a lot for us guys. You don't even fathom the amount of stuff that Darren does behind the scenes, and without Carrie, it's not been the same. Carrie was our rock. She was our foundation. She will definitely be missed throughout our shows because Carrie was our center in this entire show. She took care of everything in the background for Darren. I can't do it all. I can do only so much at a time, and I'm learning more. But I can't do anything until I get these 2 hunk of junks over here up and running the proper way.
Yeah.
And I have so much going on with my case between the criminal and the CPS, And it's not easy, guys. It's not. I'm not gonna bullshit you. To go through the things that I have gone through, it is definitely not easy to deal with. But I have been combating it every step of the way, and I'm finally gaining some ground because I'm starting to get people to notice things to the point of I have new information that I am waiting to share with Darren first because Darren is my boss. I do answer to Darren, and I want him to be the first-hand knowledge of it, um, before I tell everyone else. And that's always the way it's been with me and Darren. I'm straight up with Darren. I do not hide punches. I do not lie. I've been straightforward with him on what I'm doing, what I'm working on. I have nothing to hide, guys. I'm working on 3 major lawsuits right now, and Darren knows it because I've shown him most of the stuff that I'm working on. Um, and I'm doing it all myself. I'm retyping it. I'm doing the corrections on it. I'm putting in my case law. It takes a lot of effort
Mm,
to run down all the information, and it's not just come from myself. It's come from everyone.
mhm.
Everyone has helped each other in our group. And if you really want a strong group to really follow that are going to actually give you the straight answers, we're one of them. Wicked Warriors is another, and there's quite a few others out there that are really strong. You have to find the right groups. Stop involving yourselves in these groups that are getting you nowhere. There's a meeting, matter of fact, coming up on the 19th, guys,
Hmm.
of this month. It's on the ABA website, the American Bar Associates, at 1 o'clock p.m. The American Bar Associates is hosting a event on getting rid of termination of parental rights.
It's a workshop.
So if you guys are interested in, it's a workshop, and they have it every month. So if you guys want to get on that, I suggest you go to the American Bar Associates, you look it up, and you send a message out to Alec or Alex, and get an email set up so you guys can participate. If not, let one of us know that's a part of this show, because we all have the link, and we will get you in on that show. We will drop you that link
And they're asking
because I
for
think all of us parents need to
parents
be
and
on there.
advocates and children who've been victimized by the system to get on there and to talk to them so they can, they want to be able to present this in such a way that they have all the facts. This is kind of like their case study. What they're doing is trying to find out, all the reasons to support doing away with termination of parental rights so that they can approach the Supreme Court of the United States to have them um, you know uh, rule that termination of parental rights is something that only needs to be done in the most egregious situations, such as if one parent kills the other, or one parent kills if a parent kills one of the other children. And that way, they're going to do that, just like Roe versus Wade was done. This is how the process works. In order to be able to go through those things, to be able to get to a process where you're going to say, okay, we are going to now file a lawsuit to get the Supreme Court of the United States to rule in such a way, or ask them to rule in such a way. They've got to go through all of this stuff. So they're doing these workshops. They're having attorneys talk, they're having advocates talk, they're doing all of this research. And it is really, really, really important that advocates and parents participate in this, that victims participate in this, so that they can have enough research to go to the Supreme Court and say, we want to petition the Supreme Court to put a nationwide ban on termination of parental rights. So get with us, get that link, get on the American Bar
Well,
Association website, participate in this. Every single month they have it. It is imperative that you're there too.
well, and here is why that is, guys. I was part of the constitutional meeting earlier today. I was telling Herbert. It was just before this show started. It was supposed to start at 6 Central Time. I was late for it because we had our show at 7 for Mr. President. And I was late, but I still got the link because Jessica emails me every time there's a meeting. Her name is Jessica Saxon. Um, and I went in and I was listening to them talk, and the one guy at the top said that TPR's termination of parental rights is unconstitutional. The reason why is this: in the Constitution of the United States, under a certain section for parental rights, it states a parent's rights are undeniable, which means they cannot terminate our parental rights. They are violating our constitutional right. And they're also violating our Bill of Rights because it says it in there as well. So keep that in mind when you guys are working on your cases, because when you're seeing the violation of a constitutional right, you need to be looking up the case law that follows that. And when you find that great case law like we all are working on, and I mean, I have done a lot. I've worked on lawsuits. I have been working on my writ of void ab initio. I've worked on my mandamus a little bit. I did my writ of demand. Um, and I've submitted all these to my attorney, and he's looking over them and he's going, wow. And he does. Richard looks at my stuff and he's impressed by the information I am able to get together for myself.
And that's
I have found
important.
him case law that I found him case law that he recognized back from when he was studying law.
And it's very important that we do that as whether you're an advocate or you're a victimized parent, it is very important that you don't just rely on somebody else to do it for you. You've got to be actively involved in trying to do whatever needs to be done to get your kids home. If you're not good at legal research, that's fine. Do research on services that can be done in your area. So in your state, find all the service providers that are not corrupted by CPS, so that you can help other parents in your area be able to find those service providers, or get to those service providers. If you have a parent that, if you don't know how to do the legal research, but you have somebody that can, and they're not really good with finances, and you are, then help them with the financial part of it, and you help them with, and them help you with the research. But don't just sit around and let somebody else work your case for you, because nobody cares about your case as much as you do. Nobody is going to put the passion and the drive into saving your children like you will. So do something. Get in there and do something to help save your children.
And guys, if you want information, you can reach out to any one of us. Our email is, for Darren and the show is cpsv huntingforjustice@gmail.com. I will throw my email in this chat because I am not afraid to. I do have information that is very knowledgeable. Matter of fact, our very own Obsidian said that it is very good to have. He sees how well I have, put myself forward in my case. So, there are things that you can find, and you will be amazed to know what you could do with these things. I use a lot of different programs in AI software. I have 4 to be exact. And I have a couple rewrite programs that rewrite my stuff correctly and spell check everything. Um, they're good to have because once you get your layout done and you're able to symbolize the format of each state and the way they set their documents up, you can write up a document and make it so it fits within the 2 pages limit. It's not hard. You just got to condense it so they can understand it more. It has to be 2 to 3 pages, guys. They won't read it anything past that. They don't care.
And the other thing is when you're
So just
writing emotion, your emotions belong nowhere near that motion. If you
correct.
cannot separate you're being pissed, you're being sad, you're being upset, if you can't separate that from that document, you don't need to be writing it.
Correct.
That's why there's
Kim,
a
could
You
you
have
give
to
us an
put yourself
example?
outside that box.
Kim, could you give us an example of that? Very short, like a 2 sentence, 3 sentence example. Show us,
Yes,
give
sir.
us an
okay.
example
We're
of
very much all
writing
over our time.
emotional and then saying the same thing without the emotions.
Okay, well, there would be, let's say, so
Hey, Jonathan.
I have a friend who I'm helping with the divorce case right now, and she is trying to help her write her motions. And what we're doing is she's wanting to learn more about how to do these things. So she's actually writing the motions, and I'm going in and changing them. So what she's doing is one of the things that just happened was um, her soon to be ex-husband is demanding that she give him the vehicle that he purchased for her when they got married. And he went to court and he told the judge that the vehicle that he wanted to trade with her was in perfect working order. It was very safe and it could fit her and her 4 children in it. Um, None of this was true. The judge ordered that she gives him the car anyway. But because she didn't have an attorney, she wasn't able to defend herself on this. So we've been working on motions to um, stop this situation. And she had been in contact with the soon to be ex husband to make arrangements to turn over this vehicle. The ex husband kept saying she could keep it, then she couldn't, then she could, then she couldn't, then she could. And she ended up pissing him off because she would not come to his home by herself and spend time with him. So because she wouldn't do this, he ended up having his attorney um file a motion for contempt. And in the motion for contempt, he took a little snippet of their text messages to try to show that she basically ignored him when he tried to contact her um, to get the vehicle. So what she ended up doing was no HTTP. It's just that's my email address at
Oh,
gmail.com.
well,
Gmail.com. Sorry, at gmail.com. Um,
you put it in there that way,
I know.
Kimmy.
I just saw it. It's at gmail.com. I guess it auto corrected. But anyway, what she did was in her motion, she put that they filed a motion for contempt. And in the motion for contempt, they ended up saying that she did not make any effort to give the car back. In her motion, the way she was trying to write it is the husband lied to the court about the wife not making an attempt to give him blah blah. And that's not what happened. If there's no HTTP, it's not my website. That is my email
I
address. DHRJusticeAlabama at gmail.com.
I know,
um,
Kim. It's doing it on its
so
own.
anyway, is it? Okay, well that's weird. Okay. It's
It's because of the
autocorrect
way
and
you put it in
crazy today,
there.
I guess. That don't make any sense. Well, anyway.
It's because of how you
But
pasted
anyway,
in there.
so anyway, she's writing in there the things about, well, that's not true. He did this, he did that. And she's talking about all the things that for her emotionally he did to her. So what I
There we
ended up
go.
doing, there we go. Awesome. So what I ended up doing was going in and taking it out instead of saying the husband lied about this, the husband lied about that. I ended up writing it that the attorney submitted documents that he knew or should have known were falsified. They were falsified either
I
by
like
the
your
attorney
attitude, Amy.
or the husband in an attempt to use them in an effort to deceive the court so that the husband could further abuse the wife.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it
Okay.
just,
All right, guys, we're at that time.
All
yep.
right, I'm going to start off with last words. I would like to quote what Amy White has wrote, and I thought it's very good. And that is, from this moment on, America decline is over. I'll repeat that. From this moment on, America's decline is over because Donald Trump is promising that he's going to put America first. It's very simple. Very simply put, America first. Okay? So all the stuff we're talking about is all going to change because he's going to change the system. We're talking about things, how to write motions, how to get our kids back, to what we got to do this and do this and do that. I say give it a month, maybe a month and a half. We're going to see some changes happen with CPS. We're so used to CPS being the way they are, taking our kids, putting the kids in jail by putting with foster parents and everything else, coming after us because of little simple things we've done, and as a result of what we've done, now they're taking the kids away. That's going to change. That's going to change. Okay, so I want you to know from
You're
this
right.
day forth, and I'm saying this from Amy White. Amy White put this in my brain, and I'm saying this on her behalf, that from this day forth, you're going to see some changes. Give it a little time. I'm not saying give it a lot of time.
Hmm.
Things are going to happen way before May. Oh, yeah, it's happening every second.
Hmm.
I can't keep up with the changes. They happen so quick. So that's what I have to say for tonight.
And
Oh, you want to know about Herbert at your door and CPS?
Yes.
yep,
Don't let Herbert in unless he and CPS has a warrant. Take a look at the warrant. Make sure you understand if it's an illegal warrant from the court system signed by a judge. If it's not, don't let Herbert in. Don't let CPS in the door. Also, be very careful.
I knew that had to be you, Naylor.
Get very careful with what you when you talk to your friends and people and relatives. Very careful what you say to them because that could be held against you. So keep your own counsel. Keep it to yourself. Keep your lips closed. Don't express your feelings to other people. That's not going to be on your side. That's working with you. Am I right, Kim?
Absolutely. Yep.
Kim, last word.
Last words. Don't stop fighting for your children. Um, this is a very difficult fight that everybody's going through. This is not something that's going to be easy, no matter how long you fight it. It never gets easier. Um, it's not as hard as the years go on, but it never gets easier, and it can cause serious mental issues with a lot of people. Everybody knows that my best friend killed himself because of the CPS case that was against him. We have other parents that have killed themselves. Those children are never going to be able to hear from their moms or dads what the truth is. So we don't want to be the ones to have to tell those children, that this was bullshit, that they shouldn't have been taken, that mom and dad did not do anything wrong. So we need you to, you know, if you don't have the ability to fight for your kids because your mental health is not in such a way that you can, that's okay. Take care of your mental health. Call me, call Vinny, call Herbert, call Darren. Get on the phone with a suicide helpline. Just don't make that decision to take your life. There's been so many people, if you listen to stories of people that attempted suicide and they survived, every single one of them said that when they were in that 1 second between life and death, they said, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have done this." We don't want you to have that "oh shit" moment and not be able to come back from it. So find something that you can do to keep your mind strong, to keep your mind off your case if you have to. Volunteer somewhere, get a second job, get a third job, get a fifth job. One of the things that I've used for many years for my depression is called GABA, GABA. St. John's wort is another one that's really, really, really helpful. Look into that. Go get a prescription if you need to. Marijuana is legal in some states and it's really good. Vinny is a very, very big activist because of marijuana and how it helps with depression and mental health issues. Pick it up, get some gummies, smoke a joint if you're a smoker, whatever you need to do. Don't let these son of a bitches kill you. They're already trying to kill your family. Don't let them kill you too.
Well said. Well said, Kim. Very well
Very
said.
good, Kim. Very
Well,
good.
I mean, I can't compete with that tonight, but I can compete with this. Remember, guys, we are all in this together. We are all united across all 50 states, across the seas, over in UK. Even I did see that Miss Clearwater was in earlier at 7 o'clock, but she caught the end of the show. You know, we are all in this together, guys. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, Mexican. It doesn't matter. We are in this fight together as a united nations. There's a reason for that, and we have to keep fighting for the kids because they are our next legacy. They're going to bring the next couple years into place for us. We have to rely on them because they're supposed to take care of us. That has been throughout history. The children are always supposed to take care of their mother, their father. Throughout history, their grandparents. It's always been that way. We have to look out for our neighbors. It used to be you used to be able to go out on the streets and not have to worry about someone, shooting you or any of that. You didn't have to worry about that. You could stay out until midnight. You knew when that light came on, it was time to be home. And that's the truth, guys. We didn't have social services knocking on our doors back then like they are now. We didn't. It just was unheard of. So keep in mind, guys, we can get back to that, but we the people need to stand up and fight for that. We have that right. We are endowed those rights. We can overthrow the government at any time, any point. Why? Because we are the people. We rule them. They do not rule us.
Absolutely.
It's stated in the Constitution, guys. Government has no say over we the people. They're there to protect us from foreign and domestic. That is their job. So just keep that in mind, guys. Trump is fighting his ass off for us. I see it every day. I keep up with the Trump administration, all of them. I know what's going on every single day. I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm reading the articles, I'm reading what they're putting forward. I'm part of a bigger group that no one even knows about. A couple of people do, but I joined that group because I am very interested in knowing what is going on in our government. And I think that we, the people, have that right. It's our tax dollars paying them. Why can't we? And Trump's administration's been very transparent with us. All of them.
Hmm.
Every single one of them. Very transparent. Receipts and everything. They are not hiding nothing. They are transparent with us, showing us everything that they're doing, every step they're taking. And these other people are getting mad because he's calling it out. Well, it's about time that we put our country back to the way it was. Transparent across the board. No hiding nothing. It's that time, guys. That's right. That's right, Naylor. Let's go, Brandon. Hell yeah. With that said, you guys, I hope you have a great evening. Don't forget, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we have the main show with me, Darren, and the Angry Citizen. And then following that at 7 p.m., you have my show, which is Vinny the Freedom Fighter now. I had Darren work on my channel for me and change my name. So make sure you guys are paying attention. And then Sunday night, we have Gunning for CPS with our one and only Mr. Gunner. So keep that in mind, guys. We have other shows in between. I think Kim's going to be doing a show as well.
Next week, we will be starting my shows back up to my normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm back on my day shift starting next week. So we should be back on 3 days next week. So if not 3 days, we'll at least be able to get 2 of them in. So,
which is awesome. And we also have Miss Sam Mosley just starting her show on Monday.
Awesome.
So stay tuned for that, guys. That's going to be quite interesting. Miss Mosley is gracing us with her presence on the show. And we also recruited Amy for 2 days a week on her own show. So she's going to be the more getting out to the even younger parties and getting them involved. And I think that is great. Darren thought that was great. A couple others thought that was great. So, we got more shows coming out, guys. And I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing Mr. Obsidian and our new friend Jonathan that was on the show earlier today joining forces and doing a show together. I did talk to Mr. Obsidian about that and Jonathan, and they're both seem to be interested in that. So there's definitely going to probably be an Obsidian show coming on with us. So that will be awesome. We're trying to get more people on to make this show grow for you guys. That way you have knowledge all day long. And that's what we want, is to be able to help you guys through this rough time and be your voice. Because if you can't speak out and you fear them, you shouldn't fear them. They should fear us. So with that said, I hope you all have a great evening. Stay safe, and God bless you all. And remember, our children are our love of our life. We are out of here, guys.
Night,
Take care,
guys.
Kim. Take care, Vinny. All right. Good night.
Night, Herbert.
Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with dad out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division is what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost due to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with dad out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem, stealing our kids. It's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.
Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they must feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calm. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.